Good morning, everybody. So, I want to share with you from the book of John this morning. I want to read out of chapter 10, and we're going to read verses 16 through 18. So, this is a continuation of the parable of the Good Shepherd, where I shared in a previous devotion about how Jesus talks about how he's the Good Shepherd, and that he lays down his life for his sheep. Now, when those first verses, he's talking about the Jewish people, the Israelites. But then, starting in chapter 16, he further explains who else he's a good shepherd for. So I'm going to start with that. Chapter 10, verse 16. I have other sheep which are not of this fold. I must bring them also, and they will hear my voice, and they will become one flock with one shepherd. For this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life so that I may take it again. No one has taken it away from me, but I lay it down on my own initiative. I have authority to lay it down, and I have authority to take it up again. This commandment I received from my Father. So, Jesus is not only telling the Jews that he's the shepherd, that he's the good shepherd, and that he lays down his life for his flock, which is them, the Jewish people, but he further tells them that there are others not of the fold. He's talking about the Gentiles, us. And the reason, and the only way that he can do this is to lay his life down and then raise back up from the dead to fulfill the promise that all the prophets of old have been telling the Israelites. It's no coincidence. Throughout the Old Testament, like yesterday, I just shared about how a Gentile in the New Testament is the exact same as an alien was to the Israelites back in the Old Testament when they had left Egypt. We, the Gentiles, are the other flock, are the other sheep. We're not of the Jewish fold. But God gave Christ the authority to not only die, but to rise up from the tomb. And because God gave him that commandment and that authority, and because of his love for us and his desire and his yearning to reconcile our relationship with God, Christ willingly gave his life so that all might receive the mercy and the free gift of salvation of eternity with him. Nobody else has that power. Only Christ had that power and has that power. And Christ will raise us up again when he comes the second time before the final judgment. Because it is his sovereign right and it is his sovereign power given by God. And God loves Christ because Christ was so willing to lay his life down for his people, for his creation. Not just the Jews, but the Gentiles as well. So with that, I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.